You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. This week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we are continuing to talk about beauty. We've already talked about truth, goodness, and now beauty. And yesterday we started talking about how of all the beautiful things that we can experience in this world, humanity, human beings, the person sitting on either side of you right now is actually the most beautiful part of creation. More beautiful than a sunset, more beautiful than a mountain range, more beautiful than a symphony or a cathedral. Humanity are the crowning creation in all of the world. And so yesterday we talked about what it means to be created in the image and likeness of God, to have reason, free will, and love. And now through this whole series, we've been talking about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church really does promote beauty, and because of this, the Church has worked since the very, very beginning to affirm the rights and dignity of every human being. We've talked a couple weeks back about how the Catholic Church is really what created charities as we know them. Before Catholicism, people didn't really go out of their way to take care of the sick and dying. It was Christ's command to take care of the poor and vulnerable that led to that. And it is what has established all of the charities in our world that we know. Because of this reason, the Catholic Church from the beginning and up until now, really is the one institution where all people are welcome. And there's a very obvious reason for this. It is because we know that each human being is created in the image and likeness of God. And remember, all things that are good and true and beautiful, they come from God. We are attracted to beauty because God is the author of beauty. And therefore, to be created in the image and likeness of God means that we are beautiful. And not only we are beautiful, but all humans, no matter how they might appear. Now, the Catholic Church has long been the strongest voice in the battle to protect the weakest among us. And those that are weakest are oftentimes the unborn, babies that have yet to be born. The Catholic Church believes that these truly are human beings already, even though they haven't been born, and that they deserve all the rights and privileges and protection of any other human being. But it doesn't stop there. The Catholic Church has also been on the front lines of caring for the poor and the homeless. No matter what city you might live in the United States, there's a very good chance that there is some sort of Catholic charity taking place where you live, whether it's that your parish hands out money or supplies for those that are homeless or suffering. In many big cities, there are large homeless shelters or soup kitchens run by Catholic institutions. And this is just how it has been since the beginning. The Catholic Church has always really cared for those that are suffering and those that are in need. Now, also beyond this, beyond the very, very small, the poor and the suffering, there are many people in this world that are rejected because of who they are, because they are misunderstood for all sorts of reasons, whether it's for racist reasons or a fear of the elderly or whatever it is. Because of what we believe as Catholics, that each person is created in the image and likeness of God, no matter what, and that no matter what sin you might create or what choices you might choose, that dignity from God can never be changed or lost or broken. It is always, always there. Therefore, no person is beyond God's love and should never be beyond our love. The church prides itself on accepting all people. Now, sometimes people think that the Catholic Church can reject people because we point out things that are sins or we don't tolerate certain behaviors that are sinful. But I want you to realize that the most loving thing we can do for a person very often is help them become more holy. Your parents love you, and that is why they point out the things that you do wrong so that you can make changes, so that you can be better, grow in virtue and holiness. And the church does this as well. When we see people living in public sin, it is our duty to lovingly help them find a better way and to walk that path of holiness with us. So like we said, humanity, the people of the Catholic Church, the people of the world are the most beautiful thing, far more beautiful than a symphony, than a cathedral, but even than a sunset, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. Now, my challenge for you today is to reach out and embrace and love some way, some person that is around you right now, whether it's a sibling at the breakfast table, in a car, or a classmate. Give them a high five, a hug, a handshake, but just look at that person and realize that they're beautiful. They were created by God, the author of beauty, and all humans are the most beautiful part of creation.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
Just one more thing. As we wrap up this week and our series on the Catholic Church, we ask you to partner with us as evangelists. Let's help spread this podcast to other families and classrooms that might not know about us. It has been so important for our family to have this really easy way to get a little bit of catechesis each and every day in midst of our busy life. So think about who you can share this podcast with, who you can send a text, an email to, or who you can just mention this to the next time that you see. We're so grateful for your support, and we're so excited about starting a new year with you.
This show is a production of the Spoke Street Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.